Hey, it's Heir, the Metal Theologian. So, yeah, we'll see how this goes. I had surgery a few days ago, which is kind of awesome. I mean, I'm not complaining. Recovery's kind of uncomfortable and shit, so you know that sucks, right? But I tend to think surgery is underrated because when you're having surgery, or when you tell people you're having surgery, everyone leaves you the fuck alone for a couple days. Fucking Southern classic here, Cheerwine. And yeah, and you don't get that very often when you're growing up, you know? So you know, obviously it's not like I have surgery very often or anything, but when I do, it's always like right on, you know? So that's kind of funny. Anyway, yeah, so I've been listening to a lot of records because I haven't been all that ambulatory, so I was sitting around on the couch, you know, watching video game streams and feeling restless, so listening to records like a lot. So, yeah, so I listen to a ton of shit, but I've also been fucking high on morphine, so I don't know how much I can talk about this stuff intelligently. But we'll give it a shot. You know, what the hell? I really been that high. You know, when you need it, it's no fun, right? So, oh, what should I start with, man? I don't even know. Okay, this is sort of a little bit of a follow-on from last time, I suppose. I pulled this out. This is the Vavello record, first one. There's a reissue. It's not an original. But there's a Greek one, small edition from, I don't know, late 80s, I want to say 86. And, you know, it kind of has some epic moves and that sort of thing, but never really blew me away. So, after playing that Northwind one last time around and getting so excited about that one, even though it's kind of a little bit ridiculous, I was like, oh, maybe I should give this one another chance, you know, maybe I'll be into it. So, I don't know, man. It's really about a 5 out of 10, this thing. It's, it does some things right, but it just doesn't hold my attention, you know what I mean? It's like, I hate to say it, but I think the songs just aren't that great, really. I mean, like I said, they do some things right, you know, some of the stuff is interesting, and it's not like it's a bad listen, you know, but it just doesn't really grab me. So, yeah, it's a little disappointment, I suppose. I'll hang on to it. Maybe in another 10 years I'll come around on it and think it's fantastic, but god damn, this thing came out in 2003, this reissue. Long time ago now. So anyway, there's that one. Oh, by the way, right now we're listening to MX. This is Brazilian. This is Mental Slavery. This is a relatively recent reissue. Yeah, it's actually on the same label that I showed that Alta Tensa one by last time, since 72. So, yeah, I like this one more, though, I think. I really just kind of rock as thrash, you know what I mean? It's really kind of heads down and focused that way, you know? Not a lot of sort of flourishes or noodling or anything like that. But I wouldn't call it punk, well, I mean, there's some punk influence, sure, but I wouldn't call it, like, punky or anything like that. It's definitely, like, metal. It's focused on the metal. And I appreciate that about it, you know? Alright. What else do we have here? Oh yeah, okay, so here's something. Let's talk about Farley for a minute. So I hope you all subscribe to Farley, and he has been talking about a couple particular records that I kind of ignored. And so, yeah, let's start with this one, man. It's actually these two. I got these relatively recently, like within the last few weeks. Sort of stumbled upon them too. It's not really an interesting story, but I didn't go out looking for these. They just sort of crossed my path, and I was like, what the hell, you know? Weren't too expensive. So I was so into Anthrax in the late 80s. The second show I ever went to was Anthrax for the Among the Living tour. But by the time this one came out, I discovered punk, and I was kind of more into that. I was still listening to some metal, but between that and this whole, like, make me laugh shit they were doing and all that, and, like, the comics and that, I was kind of over it. I mean, I think they weren't doing that before, right? Because they were always kind of jokey. Excuse my itchy. But they were always kind of jokey, but I don't know, I just sort of lost my appetite for that sort of thing, I guess. I mean, I suppose it's me more than them, you know? But it sounds bad when you say it that way, right? Anyway, yeah, that Mort Drucker art, actually. If you read Mad Magazine, you recognize that. But yeah, so anyway, I don't know, man. I've heard people, notably Farley, talking about, especially this record, you know, and saying, hey, singing its praises, it's fantastic, this and that. So I finally gave it a shot, and here we go. So, just like the later Coroner records, this one we have to chalk up for shit that Farley was hip to that I wasn't. So, yeah, good stuff, man. I've been all over those later Anthrax records. It's funny because it's been like the best of two worlds between sort of like, I hate to say nostalgia because I really don't do nostalgia, but sort of enjoying that sort of piece of my own history while also doing it through records that I really don't know, you know? I mean, I vaguely recognize a couple of the songs off State of Euphoria, but, you know, I don't know that one, and I never listened to Persistence of Time at all, so. One thing that's interesting, though, that I feel validated about these things is, like, Metallica picked good covers, and Anthrax always picked bad covers. Like that Joe Jackson cover on this thing, I'll bet that seemed like a good idea at the time, but it wasn't a good idea, man. And I suppose they do as good a job with the Trust song as you can, but still, you know. And like their cover of God Save the Queen on that Armed and Dangerous 12-inch was pretty unnecessary, or Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath. Jeez. I don't know, man. They didn't pick good covers, you know. There's nothing wrong with the original songs, obviously. It's just, you know, it's not really something where there's a lot to add, you know. Alright, so what else do we have? Yeah, this is one I used to have and got rid of, and then I gave it another chance to. I looked at light in the background, I was acting all fucking weird. Oh well. Shit. Yeah, Brutal Destruction by Cyclone. And this is really kind of a sloppy, kind of a shitty record. But, I don't know, man, but it's really good. Yeah, look at those guys, because what they look like is about what it sounds like. It sounds like those guys are playing this. You know? And if you can dig that kind of thrash, then this is a fantastic record, you know? I mean, it's not like earth-shaking, it's not going to change anyone's life, but it's just a really fun listen. Yeah, 86. So it's relatively early for what it is. By the way, check out those mustaches. Like, lest that be glossed over. They all have good mustaches, except for one of them. So anyway, yeah, In the Grip of Evil, Fall Under His Command, The Call of Steel. Yeah, just really sort of straight ahead, like meat and potatoes, but definitely sort of on the harder edge of the thrash thing. You know what I mean? It doesn't have the sort of the clean playing that you hear on some of these other records. You know what I mean? I wouldn't compare it to like a Metallica or something like that. It's noisier than that. Yeah, it's cool though. So here's what I busted out. I want to put this in the middle, but this is a boot that I got here not too long ago because it has the tracks from the original Soundhouse Tapes EP on it. On side 2 there, plus a version of Strange World, which I guess is from the same session. So if you've been collecting Iron Maiden stuff, I'm sure you know that the Soundhouse Tapes is like the holy grail of Iron Maiden collectibles. So, you know. Yeah, so that's what it's that another early show with Paul Di'Anno from like 79, November of 79 from the Friday Rock show. And then a couple other tracks I have on other records. But it's cool. The record, this particular one is kind of noisy. Like, it'd be nice if the pressing were just a little bit better. But I don't know, man. That's kind of what I want to see on a cover that's a bootleg anyway. It's kind of awesome. And as far as the material goes, I mean, obviously it's first rate. I mean, what am I going to say about Iron Maiden, you know? And it's cool to get that shit in the package for, you know, a little less than $20 instead of 100 times that. So I can't really complain too much. These are all in different colors too. This one's on, I think it's pink vinyl. Yeah, check that shit out. It's pink like metal. So I actually got this at a local shop, I think. I don't know, I've had this kind of a while now. They're probably still around though. So Gotta love that fake Dutch sticker on there. Thundersticks, Kings of Metal. Alright, what else do we have? I've been listening to this record. As a matter, I've never completely had my head around 100%. Watchtower, Control, and Resistance. I think I have the other one here too, actually. Let me see, I busted it out not long ago. But yeah, Energetic Disassembly is the first one. Yeah. So, this is the one I've listened to more times. This one is, you know, it's very technical. I mean, that's what they're known for, and I kind of like that sort of thing, but I kind of feel like it doesn't have a whole lot of personality, and I think I'm starting to appreciate this band more. I think I'm finally getting there. They have a different singer on this one, I'm pretty sure, because he sounds completely different. Yeah, Alan Tecchio, and on this one it's Jason McMaster. So this guy is more sort of a punky, like I don't know, this guy's like Paul Di'Anno to this guy being Bruce Dickinson, basically, okay? But this guy doesn't like have that kind of sound. He's just sort of like wails, like real high up in the register, as opposed to sort of modulating it at all. So it gets a little bit, I don't want to say grating, but because that's too strong. I mean, it's a really listenable record, but you kind of get tired of what he's doing, you know what I mean? I mean, Joey Belladonna is probably maybe give a better example. He does a lot of that sort of wailing too, but he actually sings. There's like a melody. This guy just sort of hangs out on a couple notes way up there, and that's all there is to it. So it's a little tiresome, but I don't know. You know, see, I'm trying to say something intelligent here, but I think I'm starting to get where these guys are coming from and starting to appreciate the. Wait, is there any overlap? Yeah, there are a couple guys. It's almost a different band between these two records, though. So, yeah, what are the years? 85 and 89. So, anyway, it's an interesting band. I'll give them that for sure. And, yeah, not an all-time favorite of mine, but one I've been spending a little bit of time with and trying to sort of get to know better, just for my own edification. Alright. What else? Here's another one I pulled out again. That's funny, I still know this record so well. There's another one I played the shit out of back in the 80s. Yeah, I mean, I know like every note on this thing. It's really kind of nuts, you know. I actually thought of this because Scott was talking about, Scott Waters was talking about the song Wake Up Dead in a recent video, you know. So, yeah, his description of it's pretty apt too, so, yeah, My Last Words is one of the ones that always sticks out in my head, though. That's just a great album closer, you know. I mean, Wake Up Dead's a great opener, too, you know, but it's like the whole thing just arcs really well, you know what I mean? And I could have done, I suppose, without that I Ain't Superstitious, but it doesn't, like, get in the way sometimes a silly, sort of a novelty cover will get in the way of a record like this. Yeah. God damn, these guys look so young, man. Yeah, I saw them in 1988, like summer. Back when I was young, too. Not that I'm not still young, of course I'm very young, so. Oh shit, this is a record club version, I just realized that, damn. Well shit, that kind of sucks. Except I don't really care. A long time ago that would have pissed me off, though. Played this one a couple times. This is really great, man. This record is deathier too than I thought it would be still at this point. This is 93 already. I mean, the first two are like, you know, really cool, like death records, right? This one has that. This one is a little bit, I don't know, man. I suppose that like sort of technical thing comes out a little bit more in this record. It seems like it kind of has more peaks and valleys that way. It's really listenable though, and just really good. Fucking Post-Momentary Affliction. Yeah, at least we're that easy to get in the US. I actually found this one a fucking deep discount, of all places. So it's not the sort of place I expect to find Mortification records, but you know, sometimes things turn up, right? Yeah, here's another one. Necronomicon, it's the third one. I listened to the first couple more than this one, but Yeah, this is a fucking great record, man. These guys, I mean, honestly, these guys sound a lot like Destruction. And I love Destruction, so that's fine with me. Check out that vinyl, that's kind of amazing. Yeah. You know, yeah, Black Vinyl's classic, and you know, some people talk shit about this stuff, but that's a really nice looking record, man. I really don't care, you know. Maybe I should be too jaded to enjoy that sort of thing, but this is a record I really like taking out of the sleeve, so fuck it. Anyway, great record, very Destruction-y. If you like Destruction, you're gonna like this. Also, this guy's mustache is awesome. We always gotta check out the mustaches. Yeah, I love fucking Necronomicon. I wish I had discovered him earlier, man. It's one of those bands I would have been all over. Here's another German one, actually, that I didn't really care for as much. This is Minotaur. This is really kind of, it's really kind of thin sounding. And definitely more thrashy than speedy, you know what I mean? But, I don't know, I just didn't find the songs all that compelling, you know? I kind of wish this thing didn't have, this is a reissue because originals are expensive. It has a ton of bonus tracks on it. I kind of wish it didn't. Yeah, it's like, well, it's like 4, I guess. You know, it's not bad, but, and this is kind of an interesting record, but it's not fantastic. I wouldn't say go way out of my way for it. It's just a little bit samey, you know what I mean? Maybe I'll just throw it on real quick since this one just ended anyway. What the hell? Here we are. It's kind of a harder one to track down than some of these other ones. I could probably tell I'm a little bit out of it, but hey man, what the hell? This is what I've been doing, is fucking listening to records. A lot of times I like play video games and shit, but I haven't really been up for sitting in a fucking... I usually sit in the rocking chair or something, but just sitting upright's been a little bit uncomfortable. I hate to bitch, I'm like getting over this shit, but... I haven't been able to do some of my usual shit, just, yeah, well, whatever. It's fucking urological. That's why I'm talking all around it like this. I figure you probably don't want to know. But it's not a big deal. It's not like it's cancer or anything. Intro's great. That's so good. Alright, that is just unequivocally good. Alright. Shut up one more time. The original album had the same cover pretty much too, so. I might come back. This is one of those things where I might come back one day and go, oh my god, this is ingenious. But it didn't really strike me when I played it the other day. It actually sounds great right now. You heard me about how it's thin though? It's a really fat sound. It's a really thin guitar sound. I like that the snare drum is so like up front the way it is, you know? Yeah. So this really is kind of heading in the direction of what black metal became like a few years later, I think, you know? This is like 89 or something like that, I want to say. And, I mean, this does not sound like, you know, mid-90s black metal, you know? It does not sound like Mayhem or something, or Darkthrone. But it sounds like something that those guys would have been listening to, you know? Well, it was recorded in 87. It was earlier than I thought. In any case... Yeah, it's really simple. You know, there's not a whole lot going on there. It's mostly just fast and not a lot else. So, anyway, I'll leave it running. Maybe I'll come around on it by the end of this fucking video. Here's one that I enjoyed a lot, actually. It was the first Atheist record. So it faked me out. It actually says 33 printed on it, but it plays at 45. So, yeah, this is a really cool record. They had all sorts of technical shit going on. Kind of like the early kind of deathy vocals, which I've been really into lately. Sort of the kind of yelpier, like the Obituary, as opposed to sort of the growlier, like, you know, like, I don't know, if Hypocrisy comes to mind or something like that. I like both styles a lot, you know, so it's not an issue. But I've just been really into this. I've been kind of seeking out the technical thing, too, so maybe a bit of a theme going on here, you know. Anyway. What else do we have? Oh, I pulled this one out again, too. Fucking Barbar. This is so great. I mean, I already kind of hyped this pretty hard last time I showed it, but, you know, sort of a punky edge, you know what I mean? That sort of, like, Russian vocal style with lots of gravel in there. But just straight up metal, man. I got a lot of frills, but the production is just right. And everything's just awesome about that record, man. Alright, you know, so I think I'm going to show this one and then call it. We're going to end with this one, which I very highly recommend, especially since our very own Scott Waters put this one out too. This is, so this is actually the first LP by Mass. Like, they made an EP that's kind of hard to find, but I do like. They made a couple of LPs I think were kind of not that great. But before they did any of that shit, they apparently recorded this, and it got shelved by the record label, and never saw the light of day until very recently. It's recorded in '82. And I think it's awesome, man. I just think this thing is great from start to finish. It has a really sort of 70s songwriting style, I feel like. But the execution, it just works with what they're doing, you know what I mean? It's sort of a new wave British heavy metal-y style that they're playing in anyway, so that just like fits right in. And yeah, man, even the slower songs are just good, man. Just every song on this thing is fun to listen to, so yeah. There we go, man. Fucking exposed midriff like that. Look at that shit. Anyway, very highly recommended. This record's awesome. I enjoyed it a lot, so I'm going to show one more. It's one more thrash one that I've kind of been geeking out over, and that's this Whiplash one. I might have showed this last time. I came across this in the wild and was freaking out because the last time prior to that I'd seen it was in Greenhouse Collection. Yeah, this is great though, man. I still think I'd probably give Power and Pain, the first record, an edge over this one, but it's just another fantastic thrash record, you know, with that sort of noise, sort of the right combination of the noise and the shouting and just sort of the energy to it, but also like the tunes and sort of the listenability. So, yeah, Whiplash, man. Ticket to Mayhem, fantastic. Oh, look at that, it's a promo too. Didn't even notice that. And look, there's little things saying not to do drugs too. That's important, right? Cool. Alright, well that's it. So, yeah, I'll listen to some more shit and report back later. And, you know, I'm full of opinions. Alright. Thanks for watching. Take care.